been a long fucking time since I've streamed. I'll be dead ass. So I got no clue how to do this anymore. I think I have everything set up. Oh my god. Hold up. Oh, man, it's been a while. I got my classic stream starting Pokemon music going. I don't really know how loud I am at the moment as well. I'm still setting up a... Oh yeah, it's a bit loud. That's what I thought. One second, let me turn the gain up on Alan! Gotta shout sometimes. Hello. Okay, so I'm apparently streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Back when I was streaming before, this was not a thing, really. So this whole multi-streaming thing. So I have my multi-chat up on OBS. So if I seem like I'm an actual psychopath talking to no one in the chat, just assume that it's probably someone from the other chat, Twitch or YouTube. Yeah, because apparently I'm streaming to both, and I am, I guess. But I have both chats open, so I will be reading from both chats, which is a good thing, I think. Although saying that, I don't really see... Either YouTube just really has a really, like, bad delay on chat, and I can see, like, the chat in OBS, like, way before I see it in the actual YouTube chat. Or my YouTube is just fucked up, which could be the issue there, I'll be honest. How long have I been live? I've been live 7 minutes, god. Right. Let's see how this goes. Let's switch to... Oh! No way! I'm actually live! I think the live chat on my actual stream setup is just Twitch chat though. I'm not sure. Might have to check that when it comes to it. But we have a cool stream lined up today. If you don't know, I have a band. We're called Darling ? We used to be called Lovelock, but for some legal issues, we're not allowed to call ourselves that anymore, unfortunately. So we changed it to Darling ? McClume is live again, yes! Yes, it's been a long time since I've been live. Long time. But yeah, my band, we had to change our name, and because we changed our name, I just decided that we would release the 4 songs that we had lined up as singles as just an EP, because they were essentially all supposed to have been out by now, but because of everything that happened, we couldn't get them all out, so just decided to drop them all as an EP, and I will be going through like all of this nerd shit today, because I think there's a lot of cool stuff in here. I'm very proud of it, proud of the EP. But I think to start off, we could probably warm the chat up, warm up the stream by just playing through the songs, maybe. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'll play through get a little guitar playthrough of all the songs. Hold up, let me start recording this as well. Yeah, let's get a guitar playthrough of all these songs. Now you should be able to hear this. My guitar. It's not only the tone I use with this guitar. Should be loud enough. Hold on, let me pause Pokemon. I really should have opened up all the songs, but I didn't. Go full cam. Let me move my world's shittiest fucking webcam down a bit so you can see my guitar that I'm playing. It's still that. Hey, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna swap the tone a bit. That's too much. I don't like this for this. The wrong plugin for this guitar. So, how's everyone doing? Hope you're doing fine. Looking at the world's worst fucking webcam in the entire universe. This shit sucks. I'm out of tune. I don't know how that got so out of tune. This is my one issue with the headless thing. Still a big fan of the headless thing, but it's like tuning a headless guitar, I think might be one of the most annoying things to do. They do stay in tune really well, for many reasons, but the actual act of tuning, especially like this one, which has like a very like cheap headless bridge, is a little annoying. I haven't played this in a little while. I'll do. I'm gonna listen to the tone of the actual album. Ooh, that's loud. I might just...
The gentle sound of a clock ticking, eyes with no light when you're missing. How can I say I'm guilty for all that you do?
Is that loud enough?
I watch your stare, downcast as I struggle to meet you. I'm scared that I'll drag you beneath me. Hey.
Let's just say that's loud enough. Right. Oh, I can hear myself. is it playing? Oh, it's coming from my fucking phone. That's why I was fucking confused why I was hearing double. My phone was playing it. Right, let's play this song. This is the first song on the EP, Hazel Gaze. As long as it doesn't crash.
The gentle sound of a clock ticking, eyes from the light when you miss it. How can I say I'm guilty for all that you do? I watch your stare, downcast as I struggle to meet you. I'm scared that I'll drag you beneath me. Hazel gaze, brown as the seasons change. Love becomes blood, becomes misery haze. Let fear forget the ways of your condition. Your roots fill in the barren ground in melody. In case the sound I call to me, hear me now. Sickening glare on the masses. How will I find your love? Laying in the ashes. How do I tell you I stand by your heart? If you give it to me, hazel gaze, swears on the dead I sinking. Rose from the crowds you face that I watch you as I
That's a fun song. That's Hazel Gaze by Darling, I think I'll see if I can play the other songs just off of here, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty of things. Hazel gaze. Guitar strings is the next one. I need capo. That D string. Right, I got everything up on here.
June, you right around my wrist,
how loud
strum
that
you
is.
with my pulse,
It's pretty quiet on there.
transpose a love within my veins, unlock me with the melody.
Let's try that. Let's start. That was the first song we released. So we released that song as Lovelock before we had all the issues. So that song has actually been released twice now. Once as Lovelock, another time as Darling. So I need to tune a little bit. One single string. If I even remember how to play this song. I just don't know if I'll remember how to play this song. Down with Steve redacted. Yeah, I don't know if I'll remember how to play this. I remember how to play this song. Hold up. We'll see. We'll see if I can remember how to play this one. Issues sounds like the musical rebellions to the drums. Honestly, tell an Irish person and they'll know what I went through. Yeah, no, basically the issues were is that this guy in America said he'd been using the name Lovelock for his band, which was really just his like secondary solo project. But apparently he'd been using that name for like a long time, and it just happens to not come up when you search up Lovelock band. And yeah, he's very adamant that we don't use that name, and that only he gets to use that name. So we had to change our name, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Hello, King Noob. How are you doing today? I got a real itchy now. I got allergies today. Hi. How are you doing? How the fuck does this song start? This is not the right tone for this. Okay, I think I remember how to play this now. Alright, this is the last song on this EP that was part of the original 3 songs that we recorded as Lovelock. The fourth song is an addition.
The sleepless nights. It won't matter if I leave or I die. I'll never live to see the day. I live in the symphony, cacophony of noise and
We're nowhere near enough gain on this patch for that ending. Super gainy patch. Funny thing about that song is that Erin, our singer, initially wanted to call it Tortured Poets, which I immediately shot down because I don't want to be I don't want to have the association with Taylor Swift for a song sounds like that. Turn that noise off. Shelby, what are you doing here? Aren't you like busy doing other shit? Turn that noise off. Also, why are you chatting in why are you in the same chat in Twitch and YouTube? Just had to let the people know. For real. Actually, I don't hate Taylor Swift. I think she has some decent songs. I think she has some decent songs, like in the old stuff. Like it's just like turn your brain off shitty pop music at the end of the day. But it's like absolutely never be associated with Taylor Swift. True. I wouldn't want my music associated with Taylor Swift. Let's just put it that way. Swifties out there, do not kill me. It is at the end of the day just music. Like like you listen to fucking Love Story. What a banger, am I right? I did a cover. I don't know if Aaron's still here. Aaron was the drummer of Lovelock, or Darling now, and he's the person who recorded on all of these tracks, and all of our upcoming tracks as well. But one of the first things we ever did together, in like the very beginning of second year at uni, was a Taylor Swift cover. Love Story, yes. Yeah, it was a cover of Love Story. But we did it in like a 80s arena rock hair metal kind of style. And I'll be dead ass, it actually sounded kind of fire. I might bring that up later. Yeah, overall I don't like her music. Also, I listened to some of her like you know how like she had that thing where she like re-released all of like her old music because of the something to do with her management. I don't know. I don't really care that much. I listened to some of the new versions and they just sound not as good as the old versions, I'll be honest. Like the mixes are not as good, I think. Hassan has more viewers than me. Wow. Wow, really? I never would have guessed that. Hassan, one of the biggest streamers on the platform, has more viewers than me. That's crazy. That's insane. Dude, that goes insano style. No way. Okay, we got one more song to play over the album. I need to swap guitars because this last song is not in my funky tuning. It's just in boring ass standard. So I got my boring ass standard guitar here. I was gonna change the tone back up to that one from the beginning. Actually, no. Actually, no. Actually, no. Because I actually have the tone that I used on this song here. Loads of delay. Big fan of delay in this one. uh don't look behind me. I have currently I have three like 6-string guitar, like regular 6-string guitars like these. Um, two electric, one acoustic, and I have two basses there. One is my 5-string and the other is my bass 6, which I also use on this track. I might have to do a little bit of a pausing and switching to play this well here. Only. I bet if you met the dude, shut up. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so this is my Pliny shirt that I got in 2018 or 2019 on my 18th birthday. At the Pliny and Periphery gig in Manchester. And then I met Pliny last year at a bar before one of his gigs, and I was definitely not awkward as fuck. Definitely not. No, it was terrible. It was actually like fucking, oh my god, it makes me die on the inside every time I think about it. Go do a little tuning. How badly can you hear the drooling on it? No, it was basically a thing where my friends got to the bar before me, and I was walking there, and they basically went, they were messaging me as I was on my way. They say, "You'll never guess who's here. You will never ever guess who's sat right behind us." And it was him. Oh, okay, bye. Dude, you haven't even seen any of the actual playing yet. You came here, derailed the stream, and leave before I even play anything else. Um. Anyway, yeah. So he was sat literally right behind where my friends were sitting, and it was crazy. It took me about 15 to 20 minutes to like actually work up the courage to go and say hi. And the way I did it was I went in. I know she sucks. And I went into the, because we were sat outside. I went into the bar to buy drinks, and then on my way out, I tried to like play it off like I was cool. I was like, "Oh, yo, I didn't even see you there. Are you, what's his name? Pliny?" And it did not come off as cool at all. I just kind of rambled for a bit. And I just wanted to end my life afterwards. It was awful. It was so bad. Yeah, I met Pliny. And all I got was this shirt. And this next song is Cry Diamonds from the EP.
Feels like magic. Darling, is that pretty little face of yours? Do I let it lick your lips upon my would you love me so much less? You think that I'm beautiful now? Can I be satisfied? Maybe diamonds really are my best friend. If my tears let you adore me, I'll do my loving obligation now. Keep your eyes on only me. I'll keep on
Yeah, I
crying
I
diamonds.
might have to pause this as well.
Even
This is what I do live, but instead I've got a pedal board where I can just swap tones. Hold up if I do this quickly. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Oh! That would have worked a lot better if this fucking guitar was in tune. Everything is a bit sharp because the rain has been coming down here. So all of my instruments are running sharp. That would have been so hard if this thing was in tune. Anyway, that's the song. Cry Diamonds. Yeah, this wasn't initially on the EP, but me and Erin, our singer, had been working on it over the years, so we just decided to put it in there as like a little bonus track. If this was actually that's a fun one though. What's the tuning software? This is my like pay to win guitar amp plugin that the Neural DSP guitar amp plugins. They're sick. Basically it's just like it's a guitar amp. Yeah, these are actually, they come with like 3 guitar amps. The other one that I have has 4 in them, and it's just got a tuner built in, which is actually not a great tuner. I'll be honest. It doesn't like pick up my signal too easily, which is quite annoying. But yeah, these are my pay to win plugins. I've got this one, which is the Archetype Pliny one. Pliny like my shirt. So it's like his signature guitar amp plugin, and I also have the Nolly one, which is Nolly, who was the bassist of Periphery, now is just like a cool mixing engineer guy. But yeah, that's all the tracks on the EP. I think I'm quite happy with them. I'm quite pleased with how they all went. And now I think we can get into going through the EP. Hold up, let me switch back to this view. Yeah, let's just go through it. Little piece by piece. There's a lot of tracks on this one. Actually, this project probably has the most amount of tracks of anything that I've done, purely because we recorded the drums 3 times for this track. So I have the final drums, the old drums, and the old drums 2, and I also have some old vocals, which the vocals were done like 3 times as well, to varying degrees of goodness. But yeah, how should I do this? Should I just play the track and then we'll go in track by track, or should I just go straight in track? I guess you've already heard the track, so we can go in kind of track by track. Let's start with the drums, because the drums are like my favorite bit. I'm not a drummer. We recorded the drums 3 times. I don't remember why we recorded the drums 3 times, actually, I'll be honest. I think the first time we recorded them, they were just not great. And then the second time, I don't know. But the third and final time was because we decided that we were just going to record all 3 tracks at once, so that, you know, it would be like consistent. Bang around extra. I don't know. I didn't want to do anything, but yeah, we recorded the 3 tracks all together for the 3rd time round, just to make sure that they were like, they sounded consistent for release. But I'm we had time for 1 take. Yes, okay, yeah. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of time, so we made sure we had loads of time for the 3rd time round. And this was like all like 2 years ago, I think, at this point, almost 2 years ago, that we recorded these drums. The first thing we did for these tracks was record these drums, and it was like 2 years. There's been 2 years of these kind of been sitting around, and it was kind of one of my first big, I would say big, drum tracking sessions. So there's some stuff that I would say is not great about it. But I still really like the drums in this recording. I think they came out really well. Let's just have a listen. So there you can hear one of the main issues that I had with this is that floor tom has so much bleed in it. So that microphone is only supposed to be picking up the floor tom, and then if I do this, you can just hear like it's just everything. There's just everything is in that microphone. It's actually really bad, and it's really obvious in some places. But when you have all the tracks in, it's not super obvious. So for this session we had down a little bit for you guys so that you hear me a little better. what do we have? We had a kick in and we had a kick out. So 2 microphones on the kick, 2 microphones on the yeah, I know, right? 2 microphones on the snare. We were rocking 2 toms, spot mics on the ride and hi-hats. We had 2 overheads. To my chagrin, we had a mono room and a stereo room. I wanted 2 stereo pairs, but I think I was being a little over, you know, it was a little much for my first like drum session. But yeah, I'm really happy with these drums. Kick. I think I'm mostly using that kick out. That kick in, I mean. You can see here I've kind of ducked a lot of the kick out because I'm looking more for that kind of clicky sound. And I'm not looking for this kind of... It's good for like keeping the low end strong. But I don't use it so much. On the kick we have this is like become kind of like my go-to kick, kind of like what's it called, processing. So this is, it's mostly this company Analog Obsession. They make free plugins that just sound really good. So I'm happy to just use them for everything. This is like this is a transient designer, so it's like you can like increase attack, duck sustain a little bit. This is my favorite EQ to use for like just like general kind of what I like to call like color EQ, where I'm kind of like sculpting the sound out of let's just turn everything off. This is what the kick sounds like originally. It's not great. I've heard a lot better. This tracks, it's not so easy to hear what it's doing when it's the only thing that's on. But what it's doing basically is kind of tightening up the attack of the kick, which was important on this one because I think there was a bit of an issue with like a squeaky kick pedal in this one, which this kind of gets rid of. This EQ is doing the bulk of the work, I'll be honest. This is doing the bulk of the work, so when I turn this on, you'll hear quite a significant difference. That's out, and that's in. So this is like doing the majority of the work. I'm like cutting a load of mid-range, boosting low end and high end to give it like a really like aggressive kind of V sound. And then you gotta compress it. I tend not to use this compressor anymore on kick. They have like a... Yeah, they have like a DBX kind of clone that I tend to use on kick more now. This technically gives you more control. It's got more controls on it. But I just kind of prefer the sound of the other one. The whole thing about compression is that it's like, I don't know, it's very like taste driven, and there are quote unquote right and wrong answers. People will tell you, like all the kind of like mixing gurus will tell you there's right and wrong answers when it comes to like compression, like never put an LA2A on snare, and as you'll see later, I put a LA2A on snare and it sounds great. So yeah, this is like a 1176 style compressor, which is kind of like a Swiss Army knife put it on anything compressor and it'll sound good. And here we have like, this is like a preamp distortion. It's not doing a whole lot, but it's just kind of warming it up. And then this one's good because it's got like a high and low EQ section, so I can scoop it out more. And then finally I have this. This is like my quote-unquote mixing EQ, where I stick on like a regular EQ and like carve shit out manually. So as you can see here, I'm like cutting what is basically like the muddy frequencies and boosting the high frequencies to get more click. This one does a lot as well, so you'll hear this. This one's doing quite a lot. But this one I'll add this in once everything else is mixed. And this is just to kind of like get everything fitting more. So you can see I kind of did quite a large boost in the high frequencies to get that kind of clickiness that I like. So like off, everything off, it's like kind of a flabby kick. It's like fine, but like, and then you mix it and it sounds like an actual kick. This snare I did a lot of work on. I did this little trick that I do on snare to like mute the bleed. So basically I double the snare track, flip the phase, and then compress it to shit. And what that does is basically, if I take this off, you can hear that there's a lot of snare bleed. But it just like, it's like a magic, it's like one of those like life hacks type things that get rid of all the bleed, so you can like boost way more high end into the snare. I mean, it's kind of crazy, like without it, how much of this like cymbal bleed there is in that snare mic. And then with it, it's just gone. And I'm not using a gate at all on this snare, other than that little trick. Like I have a gate on, but I've turned it off. So what am I doing on the snare? This same SSL style EQ is doing a lot. Yeah, it's really, I think I learned it from Nolly, but like I think he probably found it from somewhere else. This was already quite a high snare. So I'm kind of, yeah, I'm still, this one I'm boosting a lot of high end into that. And then I've got a second EQ boosting even more. Damn, I'm using a lot of treble into this. I didn't realize how much I was boosting into this. And then here's the thing, LA2A on snare. Oh no. But I always found an LA2A is just like a very transparent compressor. And yeah, it's a bit slow, but like, I don't really care. And it seems like I only did one little move on this EQ here. And what I'm doing there is I'm actually cutting out the kick from the snare mic. I'm trying to cut out the kick from the snare mic. There's a bit of bleed. That moment would have been perfect to show the toms. Well, I don't really want to show the toms because of how bad that bleed is. There's nothing, it's kind of all the same kind of deal with the toms. I'm doing kind of more of a general EQ curve on the toms because they're not really hit that much. I think we had a Sennheiser 421s, MD 421s on the toms on this track, which I don't really like that much, but it's what we had. Oh God, you can really hear that bleed in the tom mics. It's so bad. you just hear all of that come through. It's so bad. Cymbals, what do I have on this? High passing to get rid of all of the... Yeah, the actual cymbal spot mics are really, really low. They're more just for like a little extra spice on the hi-hat and the ride. A little bit of extra like directionality in it. But yeah, they're really, really super low in the mix. And then the overhead. Overheads I'm using predominantly as cymbal mics, so I'm high passing it again, really aggressively high passing it. Cutting a bit of that kind of 5-6K ish where you get like really harsh cymbals. I could have done more, I'll be honest. I think I did actually. LA2A on cymbals, I like to kind of just smooths everything out, makes it very even. Especially when you're dealing with cymbals, that's quite useful. And we had a issue, not with this drum session, but the most recent drum session where the ride that Aaron was using was like really, really kind of washy in a bad way. And if we did end up going with that ride, we did switch it. I think an LA2A would have kind of helped smooth that out a bit. And here I'm cutting a few more of those nasty cymbal frequencies. Mics. Let me unsolo all of this stuff. So we can listen to the room mics by themselves, because the room mics by themselves, very interesting. So this is my center room mic. As you can tell, it is crust to shit. This, I don't know what this compressor is based off of, this analog obsession compressor is based off of. But whatever it is, if you turn it up even the slightest, it only looks like it's like doing like a little, like not loads of compression, but it's just fucking kind of gross sounding. Like without, like it's already a kind of like a thrashy kind of sound, but like this compressor is like fucking ridiculous. I don't know what it is, but I use it whenever I want to just ruin something, make it sound gross. I did a little bit of sculpting on it. Again, this is to get rid of that kick sound from the track, because it was getting in a little bit too much, a little bit annoying there actually. And then a saturator. This is just like the Melda Productions free saturator. And I like it because I don't really have to think when I use it. I just put it on and it sounds, there's saturation on it. And the second room is much more of like a regular room sound. I'm using LA2A again, just to even it out. And getting rid of a lot of like low end. But this is like kind of like more of a traditional room sound, where it's like you're trying to like get like a reverby sound. Then I've got some parallel compression. What I like doing with my parallel compression is I like to saturate it as well. So I'm not only like smacking it like with compression, like this is 10-1, like super fast release, fast attack. And I like to use a saturator on it as well, just to kind of squish it down a little more. I think that is what I like doing. And then I just have a reverb on the drums, which is actually kind of like a... I think I have reverb blindness, because when I put reverb on drums, that shit goes crazy. I go insano style with it. This one I pulled it back way, but like when we get to guitar strings, which is the next song, you'll hear just how fucking like reverb blind I am, especially with drums. I just want everything to sound like an early 2000s like pop ballad, pop punk ballad, where the reverb's insane. So that's the drums. I think the drums came out pretty well. We won't have to go super in depth with the rest of the tracks. But what's next? Let's go to bass next. Whoa, we're at a cool part of the bass. Yeah, bass. I got 2 tracks on bass. We got it says clean. It's kind of like a not so dirty and a dirty one. I think we actually have three levels actually. 2 levels of dirt, yeah. So this is the quote unquote clean. It's not that clean. When we were recording, our bass kind of had a few little issues with the high end. So there's a lot in here of me trying to like tame that high end. So we've got a compressor going on, and then I'm scooping out some 2K before it hits the amp. So this is the amp plugin I'm using. It's a Neural DSP again, Parallax. This is kind of like the one-stop shop bass plugin. You can do pretty much anything on this. Like, I know it's like mostly well known for like doing like super heavy stuff, but I feel like it's pretty useful for cleans as well. Saying that, this is not a clean bass tone. I mean, I have the drive set to 0 actually, so this is pretty much as clean as it goes, but it was recorded quite hot. And then in the oh, that's the bass temp. On the bass bus, we have just like EQ. This is actually a bit of an odd looking EQ for bass, I think. Nah, it's not that odd actually. Compression. I actually would normally compress bass a lot more than that. Actually, I don't know. I can't really tell. And then a multi-band compressor for bass and heavy guitars. I always stick it on to like tame low frequencies, because they can get out of control really fast. So this is the quote-unquote dirty, the dirty channel, but actually I feel like it sounds less intense than the clean channel. I don't know. Don't ask me. I didn't do this shit. I mean, I did do this shit. But it has just a little bit more gain, especially on that high. The high gain helps it stick out more, especially when you're doing stuff like this, like chords, which we have in the end. Kind of helps thicken up the texture a bit. And then this highest gain tone right for the end is literally... I chopped the bass up so much. Yeah, this is just like... This is like a straight up metal tone. There's like super chopped up bass. For the end, just to get those like... Those very staccato. I did a lot of editing to the guitar as well to get it not like this much, but I feel like it's important for the bass to be really like really solidly like in time like that. While we're here, let's quickly have a look at the strings and the keys. We actually have a keys player now. I used to do all the keys, but now we actually have a keys player. So the keys in this track, we've got basically just piano and organ. The organ is just like I love organ. I love like Hammond organ in everything. So I shove it in everything, even if it's like not the most appropriate. And it probably wasn't the most appropriate thing for this band, but I feel like we've made it like a thing that we have organ in our tracks. And I think it's a good fit. But like if you listen to it, it's by itself. Kind of sounds like we're trying to be like a church band or something. Like, what is this? Who put this shit in here? But I think it fits with the vibe. And it's never like the main attraction, you know? It's never the main thing. Yeah, it's never the main attraction, but it's there. Especially here. It's very much that Hammond organ thing. I love Hammond organ. But you know, it's not really for everyone. And then we have some piano here in the chorus as well. I didn't spend so much time on recording these keys parts because they are very low in the mix. They're more just like a thickening agent, you know, like as if you're putting flour in your soup, you know, just trying to make it a little thicker. So they're definitely audible. Like if I take this out. It's a texture thing, you know. It's very subtle. I think that's what you need in tracks like this, where you got like really really loud guitars, super loud drums, very powerful vocals. You need something that's just a little subtle to like bring in. The strings are not so subtle. They are strings, and they're quite audible. And they honestly, they sound shit by themselves. They sound awful by themselves. As you can see, I try to do some like enveloping to make them sound good, like dynamics editing. But I don't know what I'm really doing with that. But the strings, they kind of sound a bit shit by themselves. Because I'm using fucking BBC Symphony Orchestra Spitfire, the free Symphony Orchestra plugin, which honestly is very good for being free. But yeah, let's have a little shoot. Just wanted to show that. Yeah, I try to make sure to write this as if I was thinking that it was actually written for like a orchestra, not orchestra, what's it called? String quartet? Yeah, but they kind of just sound a bit ass. Piano is the only thing that goes through the end. I just recorded these pianos and keys on my little MIDI keyboard. And again, it sounds a bit shit by itself, but it's because it's like a layering thing. As long as kind of fit with everything else, I think it sounds fine. Would I have liked to have recorded them on an actual piano? Yes, sure. Did it really need to be? No, not really. So guitars, this is the fun bit. There are a few channels of guitars. We have 4 channels. We've got a clean, crunchy, a heavy, and a solo. All of these are also like double tracked. Because there's only one guitarist in the band, double tracking helps keep the guitars sounding correct. I mean, double tracking is like probably the most common recording technique in like modern history. Like if you are wanting to record yourself or your band and you want it to sound remotely professional, you basically need to learn how to double track, because it's so standard. And there are bands that there are, if you have 2 guitarists in a band, you can get away with not double tracking, especially if you're playing different parts, and you know, you're going for a very simple kind of production. I mean, one of my favorite bands of all time is Asian Kung Fu Generation, and they don't double track. I mean, they are such a simple band where their like tracks are essentially just guitar, bass, drums, vocals. Like it's that simple. Which I try to keep a little bit of an ethos of, in that, like, you see, I'm not really stacking guitars so much anymore, apart from at the end, but that's kind of like a necessity because I'm playing a solo. But like you can hear from the start, it's like so what I'm doing there is I'm playing the same part twice and then panning them hard left and, well, I'm not actually panning them hard left and hard right, am I? 80%. I was basically panned hard left and right. And I'm using slightly different tones for each side to kind of differentiate themselves a little bit more. So this one's using this middle amp. This one I believe it's using, yeah, this first quote-unquote clean amp, but I'm pushing it quite a lot. So each side actually sounds quite different. So this one's a lot thicker, kind of more saturated, more mid-focused, kind of nasally, honky kind of sound. But this one's a little more it's still quite mid-forward, but it's a little more scooped, a little chimier. And having 2 different tones as well as double tracking just helps thicken up the sound a lot more. Like, hold on. Let me unsolo it again. So say in this, I instead just had one guitar and panned it in the middle. Right now it sounds fine, but when everything else comes in, it's just that it's flat and boring. Meanwhile, if I put both of them back in, wow, it's massive. It sounds huge. And that's what double tracking does. That's why double tracking is very important. Those are my crunch tracks. This is so the crunch tracks don't have that much processing on them. A little EQ, a little compression, a little more EQ. But these clean tracks, I don't know why I was having a fucking whale of it. I was having such an issue with these clean tracks. So initially, after the guitar amp, I put multi-band compression. I was just having issue with the low end of it. There was just way too much. So I have this dealing with low end. This is an EQ, but it has a dynamic EQ. So basically what this does is that it reacts to how much low end there is in it. You know, how much of this frequency is EQ'd out depends on how much of that frequency there is, basically. It's a dynamic EQ. It is essentially kind of mimicking compression in a way. But not really. Where am I? Anyway, so yeah, I have two things dealing with the low end. Then I have this, where I'm cutting even more low end and boosting high end because it was just way too like woofy. And then compression, saturation, and a little bit more EQ. This EQ I think is on all of the guitars, because it was just a bit harsh in that 4K region. Very common for guitars to be quite harsh in that region, so I just cut it out. So this is without it. You can tell it's a lot quieter, but that low note rings out so loudly compared to everything. So the rest of it it's just me trying to like get it to fit better, if you know what I mean. Because without it, it just sounds a bit rough. Anyway, next we go on to the heavy guitars. I love the heavy guitars. Again, I think all of this EP, because it's a little older, it's all using this Archetype plugin. Because that's all I had at the time. Now I have the Gnarly plugin. I'm using it on the new stuff and it sounds really good. So this Grind Some Gears patch I made it for... I did like a little cover on Instagram of a Tosca song, like a Rabia Masad Tosca song. And I made that patch for it, so it was kind of like my attempt at making a Rabia tone. So like very kind of mid-forward, aggressive, high gain tone. And I think the compressor's not normally on. I think I turned that on as well. Where this one's a little more of like a chimey kind of tone, you know? So again, differentiating the tone between the different sides will help you get a wider tone, I think at least. Yeah, so on here, again, I'm not doing a lot. Just like EQ, compression, saturation, a little bit more EQ. So there's nothing fancy going on here. Just making kind of smart moves. And with the part for this part of the track, the actual, like, if we want to talk about like a little bit of guitar writing ethos, my guitar writing ethos, because I'm the only guitarist in this band, it's just me, and we're playing in that kind of math rocky kind of sound. The way I'm thinking about it is as if I'm playing the lead line and the rhythm part at the same time, basically. So hold on, let me grab my guitar. So there's essentially two parts going on in this song. There's essentially two parts going on. Let's get it clean. There's essentially two parts. So the full part is So it's kind of like there's like a kind of like there's a root note going on. So that's going on all the time. But then I've also got this. What was it? So there's like two guitar parts going on at the same time. I'm just kind of playing them. And that part is like where when I'm thinking about it, when I want to change notes or change chords, I like changing it one note at a time. So, and then the root note changes, but you still have that fourth going, so it's like a suspended kind of thing. And then you go down to the third. Yeah, that's a little bit of how I think about writing guitars there. I write guitars from time to time. So that's what you're hearing when you're hearing this kind of like. And having a lot of like suspended kind of chords like that is a very kind of math rocky thing to do. It's very, very of the genre. Yeah, but yeah, most of the time I have the guitars double track like that. Rarely, like in these moments, I have mono tracks. Well, it's not really mono. It's mono with stereo effects. So for like impact, this part is like, so we're coming out of a massive chorus, and then I have it be a mono track that goes into stereo track here. And gets out of the way of the vocals, basically. Anyway, we have another chorus, and then we have my little solo. It's just basically loads of fucking gain. So this is the part that I play live. When we play this live, I play this part. As you can see here, I did a little bit of chopping up as well to get this even. So this part is kind of what a more traditional song with two guitarists would sound more like, you know? Where you've got both actually this technically has three guitar parts, because I realized that these two rhythm parts are different. So this is the only part of the song where I'm really stacking. I also have these crunchy guitars in the bit before, just because when you drop out from having like stereo double track guitars to just a solo, it can drop a lot of energy. So I just added these in. Just the chorus chords. This is more like the bridge because it's in 7. Yeah, and then we move into the heavier. I probably could have chopped these up more, but I decided not to, I guess. Yeah. Also, I'm doing a little bit of volume automation, not loads. Like at the end here, I'm pulling the guitars down a little bit actually, so that and pushing the strings up a little bit, just so that at the end you have that kind of punctuation of the strings being low. And just so I'm not overloading the master with loads and loads and loads of sound. Especially for mastering, that's important because you don't want to you don't really want to have one section of your song super 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 high lufs and the rest of it to be like super quiet, unless you're like specifically going for that. Because what it'll end up happening is that if you master it that way, and you upload it to, you know, streaming services, they'll basically take that super super loud part and normalize the rest of your track to that super super loud part. So the rest of your track will be like really really quiet, and that one loud part will match everything else on the platform. And it's not a good look. It's not a good look. But anyway, we have vocals. Finally, we're onto vocals. This is arguably the most important part of the song. I would argue against it, but you know, lots of people love vocals. I'd say most people listen to music predominantly for the vocals. If you do, you're listening to music wrong. I'm joking. I'm pulling your leg. Anyway, the vocals are very good. The vocals were recorded on this microphone. This is a 80-20-20. It's actually just a really cheap condenser microphone. But I got it for like extra cheap because my uni was offloading them. Just in time switch to vocals. Yeah, the most important bit. Yeah, so that was these vocals were recorded on this microphone. Normally we go into uni watching at work. Oh, ooh. No, all good. Yeah, normally we go into the studio to record vocals on like really fancy microphones. But this EP was coming out and we hadn't recorded vocals and we didn't really have time to go into uni. So I was just like, hey, I bought this new mic from uni. It was very, very cheap, but they're very good. I think lots of pop stars actually use this microphone. It's a very commonly used microphone in pop, despite it being like really, really cheap. I think Billie Eilish uses it in some things. Anyway, I think it sounds good. I actually prefer my old microphone, which is supposedly a pretty similar microphone, but I just think it's a little better. But I'm just using this one just to like, you know, break it in, get used to the sound. Yeah, for real. But yeah, we used it on this recording. I think it sounds pretty good. It's a great microphone for stacking because it's really trebly microphone, really lots of high end. So
The gentle sound of a clock ticking, eyes with no light when you're missing. How can I say I'm guilty for all that you do?
yeah, this is all recorded
I
right here.
watch your stare, downcast as I struggle to meet you. I'm scared that I'll drag you beneath me.
Yeah, sounds great, I think. Personally, I think that sounds pretty good. There's loads going on these vocals, and I'm not the best vocal producer in the world. I'm very, very lucky in that Erin is such a good singer that I don't have to do loads. Like, there's like next to no, well, actually, there's quite a bit of comping, but like comparatively to what you would expect from a modern kind of quote unquote pop production, there is basically no editing in this. We did takes, we did loads of takes. But like she bashed them out in like two, three takes for each part, and I just kind of cherry picked the best bits from each take. This first vocal is all just one take though.
The gentle sound of a clock ticking, eyes with no light when you're missing. How can I say I'm guilty for all that you do? I watch your stare,
So
downcast as a
I do have some auto-tune on. It's not doing a lot. I'll be honest, it's really not doing a lot. Erin is great. Erin is a great singer when it comes to recording. I have it enabled at about, what was that, probably about 70, 75%, smoothing all the way up. So it's like, so basically with auto-tune, everyone uses auto-tune. You know, everyone uses auto-tune. Oh yeah, takes a lot of different records. Yeah, I've worked with, I mean, it's all different. Like I tend to push Erin a little bit more, so we will do lots of different recordings. So I tend to push her when we're recording to do things correctly. So okay, I was a little ingenuous when I said she did these in like 2 takes. She did them in more takes, but I just deleted those takes. Not necessarily because they were bad, but more because I wanted more specific things out of each take. This is the music producer in me. So of the takes where she's latched onto the thing that I really like, then it only takes a couple of takes. But yeah, auto-tune is on.
ticking, eyes with no light when you're missing.
It's not doing a lot.
How can I say I'm guilty for all that you do?
If I turn the smoothing down,
I watch your stare,
I love listening to this
you.
silly T-Pain ass.
I'm scared that I'll drag you beneath
But
me.
yeah, turn up the smoothing and you can't even hear it.
Hazel gaze,
Can't hear it.
brown as the seas.
So what do I have on? What's my vocal chain? My vocal chain is deceptively simple. Basically, what we have here, I have a Neve style preamp, a legally distinct Neve style preamp, purely because when we recorded the other vocals on the EP, specifically the vocals for guitar strings, we were running through a Neve preamp, 1076, 1076, 72. A Neve preamp. Oh my god, my brain is like fried right now. Yeah, we were running through a Neve preamp. I just wanted to kind of like tonally match it a little bit more. What this does, it just makes it sound a little more analog, warms it up a bit. If she kind of like, if it peaks, it won't digitally peak. It'll kind of squish it down analog style. Squish it down Insano style, analog style. So this is here because that's what we recorded through in the studio.
The gentle sound of a clock
Then we
ticking,
have
eyes with no light when you miss.
2 layers of compression. This is just like the classic. This is like such a classic combo of like 1176 plus LA2A. The reason you do this is I set the 1176. I know you're not supposed to mix with your eyes, right? You're supposed to mix with your ears, not with your eyes. I'll be dead ass. I mix the fuck with my eyes. For vocals specifically, because this is more of a tool than a thing, than a listening thing, you know? So I want to squash these vocals because it's a very dense mix. Yeah, the analog feel on vocals is definitely the way to go. But yeah, I want to squish these vocals to the point of basically having no dynamics because it's such like a dense rock mix. So basically what I do is I set this 1176 compressor to be just slightly nudging a little bit at the quietest parts. So you'll hear
Gentle sound of a clock ticking,
it's just kind of
eyes with no light
ticking
when you're
along a
missing.
tiny little bit.
How can I say I'm guilty for
So
all
when it
that you
pops
do?
up to the louder parts, it
I
clamps
watch
down
your
on it.
stare, downcast as I struggle to
And this
meet
has a
you.
super fast release
I'm scared that I'll
and a
drag you.
pretty fast attack, just so that it kind of, locks it together. And what that does, it kind of like flattens out the vocal mostly. And then you come in with your LA2A, and what this does is this just comes in and smooths it out. So basically, if you're like looking at it, let me let me do a pirate software right now. Okay, so say this is your vocal. There's like quiet bits and then there's loud bits, right? What I'm doing with the first lot of compression is I'm basically trying to squash these, right? So I'm going from this to something that looks like this. There's a little bit of change in dynamics, but it's still like, but it's a lot more consistent. Then what the LA2A is doing, guys, did you know that I used to work for Blizzard? Back when I worked for Blizzard, we used LA2As and 1176s. Basically, yeah. So basically, this is what the 1176 does. And then what the LA2A does, basically, is it takes this and just nips the little peaks like this. Just nicks the little peaks and kind of softens them. So it rounds them over like this, you see? Makes them a little rounder. And what that does is it just makes sure that the peaks of the vocal, so like when you're using like kind of concussive sounds like C's and plosives, that's the word, plosives, plosives, it doesn't peak, basically. So this way you can push the vocal super loud and not have it peak at all.
The gentle sound of a clock ticking.
So you'll see on here, I'm kind of aiming for about minus 12 dB. It goes up a little bit, goes down a little bit. You see this is just ticking a very small amount.
I'm scared that I'll drag
Just
you beneath
on
me.
the super loud parts. And then EQ is basically just making it as bright as humanly possible. Because it's a pop mix and you need a bright vocal.
Sound of a clock ticking. Eyes with no light when you're missing.
Because I've compressed it so much, I'm not so scared of cutting too much low end. Because it's compressed to shit anyway. Now I've got a saturator. Again, I'm using this M saturator because I basically just stick it on and it sounds good. And then a de-esser because I can't be bothered to do de-essing the manual way, the proper way, so I just have a de-esser plugin. This is a free one.
Gentle sound of a clock ticking. Eyes with no light when you're missing.
And it works fucking perfectly. I don't know what to say. Like, just stick a de-esser on it.
I watch your
and then you got reverb
downcast
on
as I struggle to meet you.
So then we get
I'm scared
harmonies.
that I'll drag you beneath me. Hazel gaze, brown as the seasons change. Love becomes blood, becomes misery haze. Let fear
If it works, it works. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
of your own condition.
So yeah, harmonies. We're not doing like loads and loads of vocal stacking. There's a little bit more further on, but for the verses, it's just one main vocal straight down center, and then two harmonies that are, I think they're just
Hazel gaze.
the exact same harmony, panned, hard left, hard right, or like 80% left, 80% right.
Hazel gaze, brown as the
And for the harmonies, I kind of cranked the auto chain because auto tune because it's not that important for the harmony vocals to be super like realistic sounding. Then we these harmonies in the bridge weren't originally there, but I just stuck in it. I was like, Aaron, just stick them on.
Barren ground, envelop me in case this sound.
Yeah, so this section is like kind of like a washy thing, so that's why we've got the delay on there.
Your roots fill in the barren ground, envelop me in case this sound I call to weep. Hear me now.
Let's talk about this. This break in between the end of the bridge and the chorus is such an awkward length that since our drummer moved back home to Hungary, we've had a couple of different dep drummers come in for our gigs, and this break genuinely fucks everyone up. It's so bad. I don't know how we managed to write it like this. But basically the bridge is in 7 and then it comes out of 7. So you would think this last bar would still be 1 bar of 7 and then go into 4, but no, it just goes straight into 4. Like if I turn the click on, so we have 7 here.
Your roots fill in
All
the
in 7.
barren ground, envelop me
1, 2, 3, 4,
in
5,
case
6,
this
7. 1, 2, 3,
sound
4,
I
5,
call
6,
to
7. You know.
weak. Hear me now.
So this. But no, it just goes straight into 4, and it's like, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 bars of 4. It's like such an awkward length. I don't know why it's written like this. It's just been like this ever since we wrote it. But yeah, it's a really awkward length. But I guess Aaron knew how to do it.
Hazel gaze rose from the dirt I sank in, rose from the trials you faced.
And then in the chorus here, we're double tracking the vocals, the main vocals, because again, you should be double tracking everything. And again, we have 2 harmonies, but instead of being in unison, they're an octave apart. So actually, alone, they kind of sound a bit odd.
Hazel gaze rose from the dirt I sank in, rose from the trials you faced, that I watch you.
And I think Aaron was actually struggling a little bit with that lower harmony. But yeah, double track your vocals.
Hazel gaze rose from the dirt I sank in, rose from the trials you faced, that I watch you repeat as I suffer.
I might be delay blind as well, I'll be honest, because that is a crazy delay.
I need your skin.
If you've got a good like stadium, yeah, it does kind of, yeah. Yeah, I kind of get a bit echo blind. But yeah, if you're working with a good singer, they should be able to get good double tracks. Erin is like weirdly particularly good at double tracking. Like out of everything that she's good at in singing, double tracking is weirdly like the best thing. Like some of them were like, it was weird because like they would the phase would align and it would just sound like it was one vocal. I was like, Erin, can you do that like a little bit worse, please? So it actually sounds like a double track. But yeah, she's great at double tracking.
You suffer too. Oh, you pull me through. Oh.
Now, as you can see, I only have the delay on the main vocal. Just because I don't want to like, what's it called? Bury the vocal too much under ambience. second verse, I really like the harmony. The harmonies that we had originally in this second verse, I genuinely hated. So we worked them a little bit when we were recording it for the final, and I think we got some really good harmonies on this. It starts off unison, but then it does actually move into like a 3-part harmony towards the end, which I think is
The
good.
sickening glare of the masses. How will I find your love? Laying in the ashes. How do I tell you I stand for your heart? If you give it to me, oh.
Yeah, like right here it goes into 3-part harmony.
How do I tell you I stand for your heart?
I really like that harmony. When we're recording it. Yeah, Erin's good at harmonies as well. Sometimes not so good. Sometimes I need to like kind of push her a little bit to get the correct harmonies out of it. But for that one it was really easy. Super good harmonies. Yeah, this is just the same as the this line we had a little bit of issue with this main line. Just in terms of getting the emphasis on the right words. Cuz like
The sickening glare.
originally she was putting the emphasis on the sickening glare of the masses. I was like, why would you put the emphasis there if the emphasis of the line is the sickening glare of the masses? Shouldn't you put the emphasis on the sickening part? So we did a couple of different takes of that. Then back to the chorus again.
Oh, hazel gaze rose from the dirt I sank
There's a
in.
little bit of a change
Rose
here and
from the
there.
troughs.
It's nice to not just copy paste vocals because you can slightly change things. Like Erin, I think towards the end changes some of these
Hazel
some of the main
gaze
lines.
rose from the dirt I sank
So this is all the
in.
same.
Rose from the trials you face, that I watch you repeat as I suffer. I need your hands. I need your
A harmony that changes
skin.
it. This line here.
You suffer too. You pull me through.
So yeah, just changing those last two lines a little bit from
Suffer too. You pull me through. You suffer too. You pull me through.
yeah, just those like little changes are really nice. And even if the changes are more subtle, even more subtle than that, I think you can get some really good vocals. Keeping things sounding natural, you know? None of this like over processed garbage, man. Just keep it natural. Which is what I like to do. You can see all of my like guitar tracks are just like one take. Not because they were actually one take, but because I recorded them over and over and over again until I got the right take and just deleted everything else. Yeah, that's just how I like to do things. I don't like editing so much. Partly because I'm not great at editing, and mostly because I just think things sound better when there's a little bit of like these vocals are not these vocals are not entirely in time. The drums are not snapped to the grid. I don't necessarily have a problem with that. In some genres of music, that's what it needs. But I think for us, I think it was just it was unnecessary to do that. Until the end, like obviously at the end I've got these like super chopped up parts, and I ensured that the kick was like perfectly in time, because there's like even like a little bit of like there's like a little bit of quote unquote double kick. It's not double kick, you can do it on one pedal, but because it's showing that's all in time. Like you can be you can be in time and not in time at the same time, you know? That's what I'm saying. I'm speaking out my arse right now. I'm actually just speaking out of my asshole. But yeah, that's Hazel Gaze. This is the first song that we wrote as a band. It's finally out in the EP. So we've done a bit deep dive into Hazel Gaze. We can kind of like speed run over the next two songs. Because they're pretty much all from the same sessions, same recording sessions. Having small things that give a human feel gives, yeah, that's what I think. That's also why I don't necessarily like compressing drums too much. I think there's a point at which they sound bad. For certain types of music. I also try not to use any like samples or stuff. If I'm given stuff to mix from other people and I wasn't in control specifically of the that's not right. If I wasn't in control specifically of the recording sessions for the drums, I might use a kick sample or a snare sample just to get it sounding how I want it to sound. But if I'm in control of the recording sessions, I always make it more of an effort to record things well, and get a recording that I can work with and get a good sound out of, rather than just shoving a microphone at a drum and then changing it later in post. Which is arguably probably a faster way to work. But in my mind, in my kind of like ethos, recording ethos, that's not the correct, quote unquote, correct way to do it. Having a real kick does make a lot of a difference, despite what some people would say. Right, guitar strings. We have pretty much a lot of the same tracks here. The drums are the exact same drum session, so they will sound exactly the same in terms of the actual recording. They're mixed slightly differently, but not super differently. There's a lot more bottom end in the toms because there's a lot more tom usage in this song. Oh, it's at the start. At the start, we've got this big kind of heartbeat sound. Oh, wait, hold up. I forgot to add my thing so that you can hear it. This one. You gotta remind me to add this each time we move on to a different track. There we go. Let's slow this a bit.
I wonder when it happens. My strings are tuned to you. You're the ocean blue sea of my sky. The world
So
will
yeah,
keep
drum wise, we've got this like super reverby floor tom. Yeah, if you thought the drums in the last track were reverbed to fuck, this song is like, this song's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm very happy with how the drums sound in this
I
one.
wonder when it happens. My strings are tuned to you.
Also, all the drummers that we've had play for us since Aaron left, they all play this a little bit wrong. So that heartbeat is on the floor tom. Everyone just plays it on the kick. Which, you know, it is what it is. I'll tell them to play it on the floor, but if it's easier for them to play it on the kick, then it's easier for them to play it on the kick at the end of the day. I think that, yeah, the mixing of this track is basically the same. I've just like boosted the drum reverb loads, and you can hear that bleed here. Yeah, annoying bleed. Free Aaron, who's prison in Hungary. You know, I don't really like MD421s for toms. They are probably the most common tom mic to use. For good reason. They do sound good in some circumstances, but I've just never liked them. It doesn't help that the ones that I've used from my uni are like actually just the worst microphones ever. They are like abused to hell and back, like so badly. And most of them are broken. I think the bleed from this one is not just bad placement. I genuinely think that this microphone was broken, because the bleed in the rack tom is not that bad, and they were placed like the same, basically. I genuinely think this floor tom mic was just broken. Like maybe the capsule was like loose, it was facing the wrong direction or something. Like I have no clue. Yeah, no, that was just a bit annoying. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, we have live, just use the vocal mic, trust me. To be fair, I've used MD41s on vocals before, and I think they sound better on vocals than they do on floor toms. Yeah, but yeah, we have live strings on this. We have two whole tracks of live strings. Because we managed to wrangle a violinist to play on this. Not a violist or cellist, just the violinist. But she managed to do both violin parts. It's just nice to have. It's just nice to have live strings. I mean, alongside the not live strings, but you know. Having the live strings really helped in this section with the pizzicato. Helped it just stick out more, because without it, it was really difficult to hear. Just that little bit of live strings. It's just nice. It's just nice. I can't remember what microphones we ended up using on this. We had 3 microphones. Maybe we had 2 close mics and a room mic, I assume. Or maybe 1 close mic and 2 room mics. I can't really remember. That session was a bit of a blur for me, I'll be honest, because I was stressing because the strings, the violinist, Erin had found the violinist. Erin knew the violinist, and obviously because I was arranging it, I had sent over the arrangement, the sheet music of the arrangement to Erin to send to the violinist. In hindsight, I should have just fucking gotten the violinist details and sent to her myself, because Erin did not send the violinist the sheet music. So she rocked up on the day being like, Oh yeah, I'm so excited. I've had to listen to the track. Um, so I'm assuming there's probably like no sheet music, but I can do it by ear. I was like, what do you mean there's no sheet music? Excuse me. Halt right there. Halt a second. What do you mean there's no sheet music? I literally spent like 3 hours writing out the sheet music. It was actually like half an hour writing out the sheet music for you. What do you mean it has not been sent to you? So that was a little stressful for me. Uh, so I was trying to play. That luckily we had like another um producer with us. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Adam with us to actually produce the session, like engineer the session, so I could play musical director, with the violinist and get it. But we ended up getting all of the parts we needed. First and second violin. It is unfortunate that we couldn't get double tracks or triple tracks. Yeah, no, she did. I mean, obviously, like, strings players are very used to sight reading stuff, so she sight read everything, and I just kind of gave her a few pointers just to make sure. But that was a bit stressful, I'll be honest. I love a bit of orchestra in my tracks as well. I love strings. I really enjoy writing strings as well. Hopefully for the next batch of recordings we can actually get like a full like string quartet to record the parts rather than just a violinist. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. I'll live. Excuse me. But yeah, no, she was great. The bass is a little bit different in this track. There's just one track of bass and then a bass solo. Thank you. I think this is literally just the same clean track from... There's a little bit of drive on the high end. Tiny little bit. Won't even have to pay you. I love free labor. Yeah, we just have one bass track basically. I actually tend not to do that many different type of bass tones. Just keep it very simple. As someone who is a bassist himself, I just think it works better for most recordings to just have one really solid bass tone all the way through. And then we had cover my plane tickets hotel. Yeah, there we go. There's a catch. But yeah, we have a bass solo in this one. Very rare occasion bass solo. Wow, wowzers. So for this bass solo, I just stuck on like some... Whoa, we got some chorus on there. And delay and reverb. And it's just a little bit louder. Just a little bit louder. Just so it like sticks out. Our new bassist, whenever this part of the song comes up, he just forgets to play a solo. It's his like one time to shine and he forgets to play a solo, which I think is quite funny. So we have cues in our backing tracks. Basically, when you play with backing tracks, you have a click in your ear, in your headphones on stage, and you can basically put whatever you want on that track because it doesn't get played through the front of house, doesn't get played through the big speakers. So in that in our click track, I put cues, and one of the cues right before this is just me screaming bass solo into the mic. Just play your fucking bass solo. But it's one of my favorite parts of the song. It's just like a chill, nice little section, just to take a little breather. Something for real. As far as guitars go, this track is even more simple than the last one. In that there is no guitar stacking at all. I basically just have one part that I'm playing the entire way through. It's that one part. It's mostly double tracked, and then the different tracks are just changing the tone. So I got my cleans. So I have a clean center channel. It's the only one with a center channel, just because we have these little solo parts. Just to have a center channel nice by itself, which is good because when it then goes into the main verse, you can hear that big change. So now it's in the center, and then now it's in the sides. You know. It's very you know. It gets wider. What else? Then we have just slightly more crunchy guitars. Again, this is another song where I'm playing both the lead part and the rhythm part at the same time. I was saying with the last track, I was saying with the last track, when I'm writing, I'm trying to write both lead and rhythm parts at the same time because I'm the only guitarist in the band. So for this song, the chorus is so you got the that's the rhythm part, and then the lead part is yeah, and then you put them together and you get yeah, so it's just putting together both parts. Everyone should be playing again. Everyone should be playing guitar again. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, so you hear in this. And all of this is helped by the fact that I'm in a funny tuning. I'm not in standard. I'm in funny open tunings. Most of the songs in this band are either in standard or in this tuning, which is a D A C sharp E. Which I got from a American football song. Honestly, by American Football. Very out of tune at the moment, but you know. Yeah, so we have clean, crunch, then it goes back to clean. Just playing like really simple parts here. And then crunch. And then the final chorus, like the big chorus, is like a big dropout here, which I love so much. It's my favorite moment in this song is this massive dropout. That's hard. That's hard. That's hard as fuck. And we go into a high gain tone. I think it's the exact same high gain tone as in the other song. And then vocals. These are the best sounding vocals on the EP because these were the ones that were recorded in studio with the nice mic and the nice preamps and the nice everything. Yeah, so these are the nice. We also have nice vocals on the other things. This is also my only appearance on vocals in this EP. I get my little appearance, my little backing vocals moment.
How my life has turned with you, play my chords precisely, leave me no doubt in my mind.
So on the vocal chain on this one,
Turn
you
the
can see
page onto
there's
my sorrow,
no
bring me to delight.
there's none of that Neve preamp on here because I don't need it because we recorded it with a Neve preamp. So again, we just have 1176 going into an LA2A with some. Still sounds like it's not me. Hey, I'm later on. You'll hear. It sounds awful. This is like a Pultec EQ. Not normally what I would use, but normally I like using these on guitars, not so much on vocals, but. And then a de-esser. I just thought there wasn't really much need for crazy vocal EQing on this. There's some more vocal EQing on the master. So this is more of that kind of scooping out the mid-range and the low end. With a VCA compressor, saturation, more saturation. This saturation is not on. And then a few little like awful sounding peaks.
How my life has turned with you, play my
But this is by
chords
far the best
precisely,
sounding
leave
vocal
me
on
no doubt
the
in
EP.
my mind. Turn the page onto my sorrow, bring me to delight. Bring back
Also,
the
I
light
could
in my
keep a lot more of the low end information in these vocals because it's a lot chiller of a song. It's not contending with as much. We get to the chorus is where I get my little bit.
And you play me gently, strum me
Soft like my heart isn't bursting. I love your touch, your bracelet of strings on my wrist. Yeah. You gave me summer blue wonder. I got my little moment to shine. I hate those vocals. But yeah, we.
You play me gently, strum me soft like my heart isn't bursting. I love your touch, your bracelet.
And then again, double track main vocals.
You gave me summer blue wonder. I wonder how my life with you could feel. Oh.
Again, crazy good at double tracking for all of that like riffing stuff.
I wonder when it happened. My strings are tuned
Actually, a little
to
bit of
you.
ticking there. I think she must have been
The
playing with
ocean blue sea of
that's-
my
that's-
sky. The world keeps on turning. The earth starts to wither. Ocean
Oh, I get a little
blue
bit more
paints
here.
my
I did
demise.
oohs.
How my life has turned with you, play my
sounds awful. Wow. My claim to fame. Yeah, no, she's just she's a very good singer. I'm a mediocre singer. But it's just background vocals. I actually did not want to record them, but when we were in the studio, the producer guy who was helping us out and Aaron were just like, just hop on, bro. Just hop on the mic, bro. Spit some bars for real. And I really went into the booth and I went, ooh ah, ooh ah.
How my life has turned with you. Play my chords precisely. Leave me no
It's a good
doubt
contrast
in
to have
my
some male
mind.
vocals in there.
Tune you right around my wrist, strum you with my pulse, transpose a love within my veins.
Yeah, it's a good contrast to have something else on the EP with different vocals.
Life has turned with you. Play my chords precisely.
And it's pretty low in the mix. You can't really tell that much.
No doubt in my mind. Tune you right around my wrist, strum you with my pulse, transpose a love within my veins. You
Oh, can we just listen to Aaron's drumming in this part? I love these drums. Oh, that sounds great. That sounds great. And we have the final chorus. With that higher gain tone, just to like fill it out a little bit more. Yeah, I actually doubled up myself. I think these two are from an earlier recording that I just kept in because it kind of filled it out. It's almost like a choir sound. Yeah, almost like a choir kind of sound underneath the chorus. Which honestly, I think if I thought of it that way before, I would have pushed more into it and done more of an actual choir. Maybe got some other people singing in it. What was this track? Oh yeah, Aaron tried to do like a counter melody thing, but it was just too much.
Play me gently, strum me soft.
I think alone it sounds good, with the vocals, but like
Play me gently, strum me soft like my heart isn't bursting. I love your touch, your bracelet of strings on my wrist. You gave me summer blue wonder. I wonder how my life with you.
oh, thank you. But yeah, this like counter melody, it just didn't sit with the rest of it.
Baby, gently strum me soft like my heart isn't bursting.
It's too much information because there's already like 15 vocals going on, 15 million vocals going on. So I just made the executive decision, just gonna keep it out, keep it simple. Music in the 2000s. Yeah. To be fair, if it translates well to computer speakers from the 2000s, that's the best compliment because that's what mastering's all about, is getting it to translate to different mediums well. Yeah, this is like the emotional ballad of the EP. I really like this track. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of this band. Never heard of them before. But anyway, that was guitar strings. Let's move on quickly, swiftly. Speed running these ones. No. Speed running these ones because I do love a good ballad. I feel like we should write another ballad in the band. We don't have another one. That is our ballad that we have. For a while we were chasing a bit of a heavier sound. And then I wrote a couple of songs that were like really, really happy sounding. Which is another thing that I quite like. I'm a big fan of songs that sound really happy, but the lyrics are quite depressing. It was like that meme of that one Yoasobi song, where it's like British or like English speaking people who don't understand the lyrics of this song listening to it, versus people who understand Japanese listening to the lyrics of this song. Yeah, I quite like that, like gap moe kind of effect. Don't know why I called it gap moe, but anyway, the last song that was from that session. So there is actually another song on the EP, but it's like a bonus song, kind of, that I produced entirely with Erin rather than with the band. But yeah, this one starts with drums, and the drums are mixed a little differently. Whoa! I need to. True, actually, yeah. That is kind of like the city pop vibe, is super poppy, but like depressing as fuck lyrics. Let me just local broadcast that bitch and make this a lot quieter. Okay, we start with drums here. The drums are mixed a little differently on this track. I basically just kind of squished them a lot more and saturated them a lot more because it's a bit more of like a intense track. This is our like math rock final boss kind of track. Yeah, I love a drum intro. You don't get many drum intro songs, so I just decided, yeah, let's put a drum intro. This used to be like the first song we played in our set live. Yeah, this used to be the first song we played. So we'd go on a dark stage and then just have the drums explode out from nowhere. Yeah, the drums sound great. There's a part in this where the drums sound crazy. I think it's the second after this one. Yeah, I really love the drums in this one. Showmanship, but yeah, I'm sick of seeing bands that just stand there and do nothing. Don't have a plan for their set, you know. We have bits that we run. We have songs that run into other songs. You know, all shit like that. Guitars on this song a little bit different. There's a lot more going on because there's no like what's it called? Strings or keys or anything in this song. So it's all guitars. Let's see what we got. This also, for the majority of it, is just one part that I'm playing, the part that I play live. This song is a bit of a workout actually to play, because it's using hybrid picking, All of the songs that I write are using hybrid picking. But this song specifically is doing it more difficult more difficult to because I hated myself when I wrote this song. Apparently, just wanted everything to be extremely difficult to. Close enough. Yeah, so basically hybrid picking is where you have a pick and then you also use your other fingers. So you hold your pick like this and then use your other fingers to pluck. So this song, you could just do it like just regular finger picked. But the way I play it is I play it like a. How do I play the song? There we go. Go full cam for a second. Yeah, see how I'm like using these two fingers as well? Yeah, so that's like that's a pretty little nice little workout for your fingers, and because you never really use your ring finger for much, it makes a nice little hurty spot there. But the second verse is even worse because there's like. So that's quite the workout there. For that, guitar wise, this song is quite the workout. Well, I think it sounds good. It's like, for me, it's worth it to put a little more effort into something and make it sound good than throwing it in. Because I got a nice little break here. I'm just playing nice big open chords, letting the bass do all the work. So for this track is mostly this, but these middle sections here, I am splitting it because I'm playing like a lead line with a little bit of some rhythm tracks. Basically, I play all of those parts live, but I just wanted it to sound like different sections in the recording, I guess. I don't know. And then in the second time it does that section, wow, that's crazy. How do I? Guys, do not click that link. Do not click that link. There we go. Do not click that link, guys. Do not click that link. Yeah, so we have some tapping. A link. So that's like the most intense section of guitars in this track. Do not redeem! Do not redeem! So I have these effect tracks that are just like fun little things. And then the heavy, I did like a little reverse kind of. I love doing this shit, like these little reverses. Oh, that's great. That shit's great. Makes me so happy. Yeah, this section is like the intense part. Yeah, so earlier when I was playing this, I couldn't quite play this right because this lead part has a lot of gain on it. And the patch that I was using didn't have very much gain and quite a heavy gate. So when I try and get that harmonic to go, doesn't really ring out the same as this. When you have loads of gain.
With a constant drilling sound, lie again awake and wish I could exhale into the ground. If I don't have the strength, I don't have anything, I whisper to myself. And yet I lie awake in the solitary show and tell. A tortured poet, I'll never live to see the day. I live in the symphony, cacophony of noise in my head.
There's so much going on there. These effect parts are going crazy in this part. Yeah, those effect parts are going crazy in that part. With this kind of Link Toaster Cigarette-esque guitar part on top. This song is definitely inspired by that TK Link Toaster Cigarette kind of vibe. Ever listen to Unravel from Tokyo Ghoul? That guy, basically. It's that sort of vibe. We haven't listened to the bass. Yeah, the bass is just like, it's pretty distorted. There's like a pretty distorted bass. I like this bass line. I think I came up with this bass line, but I didn't play it on the record, but I think I mostly wrote it. Pat myself on the back here. Now we got like a bit of a clean section. Yeah, there's not that much to say. The vocals, there is so little vocals on this track, and these are the worst vocals on the EP, because these were not recorded in a studio. These were recorded, I think, on like a Focusrite Scarlett mic, which, you know what, it's fine. But there's a little bit of noise in these vocals, which I can't get rid of. So I just kind of worked with it, and I distorted the vocals.
I'll close my curtains, lock myself from the world so I can suffer in the
a lot of
dark.
trial and error with these vocals to get
Let
them
my
sounding good.
devices light the room,
Again, I'm using the Brit
envelop
Pre,
me,
so this
rather
is like basically
than a
just
walk in
the
the
same.
park. Tirelessly banging on the keyboard, sounds are ringing through my head.
As you can see, I got a little distortion on there.
Endless cacophony to drown out the sorrow and the
Maybe
dread.
into that distortion. I think it is, yeah, Fet
A
Drive.
moment of silence infects the sleepless night.
Fet Drive, I think, is supposed to be emulating the kind of Transformer, those kind of not that kind of Transformer. The Transformer distortion from an 1176 compressor, but with just the distortion part.
I'll close my
So I use that in
curtains,
this.
tirelessly banging on the keyboard, sounds are ringing through my head.
It's kind of hard, no? Kind of hard, no?
Endless cacophony to
And you blend it
drown
in. You don't want that to be the sole channel of vocals, or else it'll just get lost in all the guitars. So you just blend it in.
tirelessly banging on the
And then we have this octave, which is like still distorted, but it's like a optimum pride. But yeah, we have an octave down, which is, I think, actually more distorted.
A moment of silence infects the sleepless nights in my bed. I wanna disappear, I wanna vanish in my
Yeah, so that
work.
distorted vocal kind of gives it like a bit of a shouty quality. It's not quite the kind of distortion that would be like you know, like a megaphone kind of distortion. I didn't really want that kind of vibe. I wanted a similar vibe, but something that's a little more electronic, if you know what I mean. A little bit more Transformer more than meets the eye.
I wanna disappear,
So I just use like an
vanish in
actual
my
distortion
work.
for it.
I wanna be my music, I don't wanna feel my worth. Weighing in the days I haven't bathed, I haven't shaved. I live in this small cave where my music resides. With my
Yeah,
music,
like a
it won't
blown out
matter
speaker
if I
made
live or if I die.
This is all that reverb and delay. Love a big reverb and delay tail.
I wish my clock it doesn't tick it.
Yeah, there's nothing
A
really here.
tortured poet.
Tortured Poet! No, not the Taylor Swift allegations! No. I'm leaving the Taylor Swift allegations in the past. And then here I kind of did all three.
I live in the symphony, cacophony of noise in my ear.
Ooh. You know, the end of this track is so... I love the end of this track. It's so
I
chaotic.
live in the symphony, cacophony of noise in my
I like this song a lot. It's not in the set list for live at the moment, purely because it's a lot to learn, and we're dealing with currently we're dealing with like dep drummers, you know, part-time, you know, not full band members yet. So I kind of don't want to subject them to learning this song where the parts never repeat. Yeah, I like this song. One day it'll come back into the set. I'm starting to like phase these songs out of the set a little bit because they're quite old. But going from an old song to one of the newest songs that we've written, force them to learn it. Yeah, true. No, I think the last drummer that we had play for us definitely could have done it. He's incredible. They all could have done it, but he's really, really good. Hold on, let me find this last song. This song is a bonus, I guess, kind of technically a bonus track. It's not really a bonus track in that it doesn't say that it's a bonus track. Also, I don't know whether you have bonus tracks on EPs. But it is technically a bonus track in that it wasn't part of the original release plan. And we just added it in last minute because we had been writing this song over this year. And I really liked it. And I thought, why not? Why not? Why not? It's a bit different, a little bit different. This is, I've heard people compare it to different things. I had it compared to Glassy Sky from Tokyo Ghoul. You know that song? And then I had it compared to not so bonus track. Yeah, basically. I had it compared to like Sleep Token, which I guess there's almost a bit of a Sleep Token air to it in that it's like a super chill song and then it has like a big fuck off metal breakdown at the end. But I don't know, when we were writing it, it was just a chill song. And then as I was like recording it at home, it kind of just like in my brain, I was just hearing this breakdown and I couldn't help myself. I just could not stop myself from adding this breakdown to this fucking song. So I was like, oh no, I have to do it. I have to do it. But yeah, this is mostly just guitars and vocal song. There are drums. This is the one track on the EP that doesn't have live recorded drums. These are programmed drums. But I think they sound good anyway. So, let me just put the whatchamacallit on it, so you can hear it, and turn it down. So it's got the programmed drums with loads of delay for this like super kind of ambient section, and then it comes in with like just a straight beat with the breakdown. You know, even though it's programmed drums, I always try and mix them as if they were real drums. There's not as much on here in that you don't really need to add so much to programmed drums to get them to sound as good. Because a lot of the work's done for you. I do a lot on the kick. I still have my same, channel strip for kick. This is that DBX compressor that I was talking about that I prefer to the 1176 now. But other than that, it's the exact same chain. Yeah, there's not as much going on the drums here. Getting ahead of ourselves. There's a lot more kind of extra kind of reversey stuff in this song. It's a very ambient song. So this was just a sample I fucking stole from YouTube of like a cassette player. You know, the cassette rewinding sound kind of. Super chill song. So we've got this like. So basically what this is I just took the main guitar and I reversed it, and bada bing bada boom, you've got a ambient layer. It's really that easy. I did the same with the bass. Bass also has some.
Your fingertips.
the guitars are very ambient in this track. I'm not doing really complicated stuff at all in this song. This is one where we did record the vocals in studio, and they sound great.
Feels like
We were
magic.
strapped for time in this studio session, but we got it because we kind of slapped it on the end of a drum session. We're just like, oh, we got some time left. Erin, go sing. Basically.
Feels like magic on your fingertips. Trace me to my very soul. Dance along the
A little bit more of like a haunting
creases
vocal.
of my skin and twist the knife into my breast.
So she just like double tracked everything. I think she double tracked the whole song, and I just kind of cherry picked which parts I wanted.
Darling, would you swallow me whole? Would I still be in the chokehold? If not
Having this part
for
solo,
my
I thought was good. Then here we have the introduction of some strings, and I really like the string arrangement I did for this. But it's kind of buried between everything. So now that we have a keyboardist in the band, he also plays this part, and I join in a little bit on it on guitar as well. But it's I just really, I don't know, I really like that that little arrangement there. But it goes along with this vocal part here, which originally was just 2 vocals pan, but then we decided that it should start solo and then go in. This is the only part where she wasn't singing double track, so like mono double track.
Darling, is that pretty little face of yours?
I have this coming in the right ear.
Ooh, do I let it lick your lips upon my ruin?
I really like that. It's like it's a haunting.
Darling, is that pretty little face of yours? Ooh, do I let it lick your lips upon my ruin? Would you love me so much?
We get into the chorus, and the chorus we have this like little E-kit kind of percussion thing going, little something for a little bit of movement, a little extra layer.
Much less. You think that I'm beautiful now.
Back to the double track vocals.
I be satisfied? Maybe diamonds
The double track vocals really work for this
my
track.
best friend. If my tears
such a
let
sparse
you adore me, I'll do my loving obligation now. Keep your eyes on
It's the one
only
track where I'm not using that parallax Little factoid for you.
Even though my skin tears underneath.
Yeah, so again there I'm using these reverse kind of things. Oh, I love reverses. Same with this here. Yeah, I love that shit. And we hit the breakdown. Awesome reverse snares. Big snare bombs.
Would your love be so much more? You think that
So this riff is played over 3 octaves basically. So the main one is this bass 6, which is that the big guitar over there. That's the main one, and then I have it played an octave up, just in regular guitar range. This sounds fucking god awful by itself. But with that, it's so good as a layer. And then of course it's also played an octave down. So this is all the way in drop A on a 5-string bass. Yes, this is real heavy shit. And then we get these like little post-rock delay leads.
maybe diamonds really are
And these vocals, she actually
best
didn't
friends.
double track this, but
If my tears let me die,
I put it through a vocal doubler as well, just to make it. Oh, what allergies, man. It's bad. I love how kind of like this part sounds like it's strangled. The guitar sounds strangled in this part. And it's kind of like. And this is that same reverse from the beginning. Exactly the same one. I literally copied and pasted it. And that same kind of tape sound. Yeah. So that's that song. That's the EP. That's the whole EP. Dived into the whole EP. I'm really proud of this one. To date, I think this is my favorite thing that I've put out. We released a silly video to announce our name change and announce this this EP. Which which I'll just show just to finish off this stream. Just because I think it's a bit silly. Jesus Christ, it's being a bit slow. My whole computer will be a bit slow at the moment because I'm running so much shit. So here's a silly video. We basically, people have said that our music sounds like anime music, so we decided to do a silly little thing where we made an anime in real life, and it's cringe, but you know what? I think it's quite funny. We dubbed it ourselves in Japanese.
この街、僕たちの街だ。僕と仲間たちでリーズ市の音楽バトルトーナメントで最強のバンドになってみせるんだ。未来はきっと眩しいぞ。
When I first saw this, when I first heard Erin do the when she first sent me this take of her doing the voice, I was like, you fucking weeb. You have definitely practiced this shit in the mirror before. That's crazy. Also, like, some of the acting that she does in this is like, it's so funny. It's like, actually, like, you practice this shit in the mirror. That's so, it's so good though. It's so good. These guys are in my other band. I have another band called Slapstick, and we're a clown band, clown hardcore band. But these guys helped me out. All of the other actors in this are from that band. And they helped out being the evil villains. But anyway, I'll keep it playing. Oh, what a stupid fucking video. Oh, it's my friend Charlie. Oh my god, dude, this guy actually just embodied this role so much.
What?
It's really funny that sorry, I gotta pause there. That line is really funny because in the actual recording she said nanny, and in the and she decided to just switch the languages and say what in the dub. I don't know why. Also, these two fucking goons in the background, they kept on swapping places. Oh, you recognize this song? This is from the EP. This is Hazel Gaze. Also, she kept on taking her jacket off and then putting it back on in the next, like, scene. I think it was quite funny. I gave the guy in the beanie like a Meowth from Team Rocket type voice. Dude, I feel so bad for getting him to do that, like sitting on the floor like that, because like it was so dirty in there. This like random ass car park. Yeah, getting him to lie down in some random ass car park was actually just so gross. The title crawl as well. I love the title crawl. And we got that post-credit scene as well. Absolute cinema. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying absolute cinema. All right. Yeah, that's the EP. Yeah. In the end of this, each time I wrote the name. Oh wait, this is the wrong. Oh, I literally just closed it. Yeah, I wrote it differently each time. Different people, totally different people doing different things. But yeah, that's the EP. It's up everywhere where you listen to music. You can go listen to it, save it, download it on everywhere. Wow, wowee. Hold on, I'll spam the link in chat real quick. Because I'm genuinely like really proud of this EP. There's me spamming it. Yeah, there should be like an official upload on YouTube as well of the actual tracks. It's not on our channel for the band account. Because there's some issues with getting that account verified for being an artist account. Silly backend issues that I just need to sort out. I haven't done yet. But yeah, I'm very happy with it. And I think I'm just gonna end stream now because we've been going for 3 hours of me just yapping about this stupid fucking EP. Yeah. So I think I'll play the EP. I'll play it out. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for coming along. Thank you for staying all the way. This is my first time streaming back in a while. I'm quite glad I did it again. I might come back and stream a little bit more often. I've had some ideas for like just like chill drawing streams and stuff like that again. So might come back and stream some more, maybe. But for now, I'm gonna head out. It's midnight here, so I need to go eat something and then watch TikTok for 5 hours. But yeah, bye bye. Oh, hold up. Let me play the album, the EP.
How can I say I'm guilty for all that you do? I watch your stare, downcast as I struggle to meet you. I'm scared that I'll drag you beneath me. Hazel gaze, brown as the seasons change. Love becomes blood, becomes misery haze. Let fear forget the ways of your own condition. Your roots fill in the barren ground. Envelop me in case this sound I call to weep. Hear me now. Hazel gaze rose from the dirt I sank in, rose from the trials you face, that I watch you repeat as I suffer. I need your hands, I need your skin. You suffer too. You pull me through. The sickening cloud of the masses. How will I find your love? Laying in the ashes. How do I tell you I stand for your heart? If you give it to me, oh, hazel gaze rose from the dirt I sank in, rose from the trials you face, that I watch you repeat as I suffer. I need your hands, I need your skin. You suffer too. You pull me through. June, you ride around my wrist, strum you with my pulse, transpose a love within my veins, and lock me with the melody. I wonder when it happens. My strings are tuned to you. You're the ocean blue sea of my sky. The world will keep on turning. The green of earth will wither. Ocean blue paints my demise. I weep till the strings join my cry. Dance in the dark till I die. Guitar strings will ring through